to a good start. Hey, good morning. Shoot, what happened? So, oh man. Apparently, I've never heard Shine On You Crazy Diamond in completion. This morning I have. Now I have. I'm out of coffee. Isn't this cute? My godmother gave me and my daughter a set of these so that when we have tea, we think of her and her. But I use it for coffee. And I'm out. Don't look at my future. Did you know that you can prophesize the future by staring at the bottom of a coffee or teacup? I learned how to read coffee grinds while I was in Croatia. In a post-Soviet apartment building. It was, oh shit. God punished me. It was awesome. It was part of Yugoslavia. Was Yugoslavia part of the Soviet? I'm curious. I think I knew this at one point. This is not related to what I'm going to be doing today. Was Yugoslavia part of the Soviet or USSR? I think it might have been at one point, right? Definitely at one point it had to be part of the Russian, Imperial Empire, whatever. I need to know more about Russian history. The fucked up part is I took a class on Russian history ages ago. It's so cool. I mean, it's not. It's like any other history. It's horrifying and filled with blood and murder and religion. And powerful people doing shitty things. It is the course of human history. But a tune. Excuse me. I am going to get more coffee too at some point. So this morning I've been up all day, all morning, just getting onto here. But I've been doing research and listening to stuff this morning. I forgot why I was talking about the Russian stuff. It'll come back to me in a weird way, I'm sure. Probably in a really inappropriate time when I'm in the middle of playing and at a really epic point in the song, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was trying to get my guitar tuner up too. So I'm an interesting Pink Floyd fan. I didn't come to Pink Floyd via traditional avenues. Good morning. Nor did I stay with Pink Floyd either. So I came to Pink Floyd around the same time that I came to I guess it was just before I came to the Smiths and Morrissey and that kind of 90s alternative. Though I had discovered that before Pink Floyd too. Because I discovered that really early. When I was 12, Tori was my gateway into that, you know? So 11 or 12, I can't remember how old I was exactly. But so, my discovery into Pink Floyd was kind of happenstance. I was 15 or 16, and my mom was dating this guy from Jersey. It was cool. His name was Mark. He was a little bit of a a little creepy, but he was also awesome. He's somebody I would have been friends with, but then I would have been I'd warn my girlfriends about it. Oh, don't date him. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, good morning. It's just because I'm more comfortable. What? What question? Are you telling me to shut up? Who goes to somebody's YouTube channel and says, shut up? I tell myself shut up all the time. I'm allowed to. Anyway, so he dropped a milk crate of records, and he gave me his record player when he moved in with us. And I also got the waterbed, which is pretty cool. Cool. like, except it leaked, and I'm like, especially when I was a teenager, I was just like a haphazard mess, and so it always like, and I was a writer, so I'd always lose pens and pencils in it. And my friend, like, Miss one day slept over, and she was like, "Why is it wet?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I dropped a pencil in there." And I had like, that was part of my teenage like experience, was like that was part of my like chores, like every so often I'd have to like drain my water bed and patch it up. Anyway, um so one of the things he gave me also was this like Pink Floyd tape, and it was The Wall. And when I tell you, like, I didn't mean to study it, I studied it though. Like, I like really watched it every night, not because I wanted to, we just didn't have cable or anything, like. And so and if you've never seen The Wall, then you should just drop what you're doing now. Maybe you shouldn't watch it now, actually. I would say watch it, but it's kind of probably really hard to approach right now because it's really relevant right now, I guess. But it's like basically a portrait of modern day. But one of the things that I meant to turn the chat off for this, so I might actually leave and come back. And it's not that you guys are saying anything offensive. I just don't want to be distracted when I actually get to play. So I might actually do that. I might turn the chat off and just stream it live, because I'm just practicing. It's obviously not something I'm going to be able to do in one sitting, But so when I met Rob, we started like comparing each other's musical taste, and like, oh, what do you like? What do I like? We both were like, oh yeah, Floyd, But he was a bigger fan, in a different way. He definitely like, and I would go so far as to say he was a fan, like, well, I'm not gonna speak for him. Anyway, he was a really big fan of Syd Barrett's, though. And I didn't know who Syd Barrett was. And he had talked about how, like, him and his friend, his best friend, like, who's awesome, how they... Which is really funny, because the more I learn about her, the more she reminds me of me when I was her age. Like, we would hang out. So anyway, he went to go see him once, I think, with her, and he told me about Syd, and I never really knew that side of Pink Floyd. I never really knew the history of that part of it, the loss, And recently, when we just moved and I was unpacking the records, I actually found this really great record of Syd Barrett's, and I think it was him playing from a Holiday Inn. I don't know if that was a record. We have a record of his. I don't know if I heard that on the record or if that was on Spotify. That might have been on Spotify. We do have a record of his too, but I don't know if that's the one. I gotta double check. Anyway, the Holiday Inn, like, thing or series that he did, or record or album, I don't know. I've only gotten a chance to listen to it once. There's a part of me that really, really, really connects with him in that sense. Like, I don't know. And I think that's probably not good. Like, yeah, when you're like, yeah, I really relate to this. I think Rob did too. And I think we were like, when he brought, like, most people, when, like, you bring him up, like, you're like him and his friend would say, like, oh, Bendito, like, but no, like, I think he lived a life well lived. Even in his isolation, like, that's the dream for me. Like, are you kidding me? Put me in a hotel room for a month and let me just play. Like, there's a part of me that really connects with him. Anyway, so you know, and then when I got to college and stuff, and like a lot of my friends, like all my friends, because I was living in a hippy dippy town upstate, like everybody listened to Floyd, you know, and so it was always on, you know, it was always on at the bar, it was always on at somebody's house, it was always on, you know, um, but like I kind of went a different direction, you know, I went more the direction of like, you know, I guess like Joni and Dylan and Reed and I just never like I guess I at that point in my life I associated it more with like a jam bandy thing, you know, which is a grave like mistake. And so excuse me. Shout out to the podcast Rock Under Fire because they have a really good episode, number 2. And I'll put a link and probably like an end screen like thing to that episode where they talk about like, you know, their top 3, I think, concerts that they wish they could have been to. And one of the people mentions this song. And I was like, oh yeah, that song. And I was like, I bet you that was written about, you know, Sid. And then like I went and I listened and I was like, holy shit, I never heard the whole thing. Like I never heard it in it the whole thing in its entirety. So of course I dropped everything. And I went and I made coffee and I listened to it, hence the coffee video. And so today I'm gonna begin kind of like trying to work on it. My intention is to like I'm gonna play just like like the first part, like just the chords, a couple of times through, and then I'm probably gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm going to put on headphones. I'm gonna turn off the chat so that way I can kind of focus. But I do want to share it live, you know. So if you have any comments or questions, like you know, I'll have you guys put it in the chat. But that will be in the next video. Let's just get to it. Shut up, Stephanie. Okay, deal. When I come back and play, I'm gonna play along with it. I think I was playing along with it when I had my first listen. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here. I'll be back. I'm gonna get a refill of my coffee. I'm gonna fill my cup. You should too.